Hi, my name is Andrew Kinnear. I'm the founder of Freebruary. Thanks for joining us for this limited interview series with entrepreneurs from across Canada. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm Suzanne from Suzanne's Hot Stuff. I'm situated right here in Millbrook, Ontario, outside of Peterborough, and I'm the manufacturer of hot stuff that incorporates hot sauces, pepper jellies, salsas, marinades, candied jalapenos, and the list is going to be growing.
Amazing. Hey, thanks for joining us, Suzanne, and it's great to have you here. Tell us a bit more. You've listed a few different categories, different products. Tell us how you landed on those products.
Well, funny enough, it happened during COVID. So with the first lockdown, we weren't able to move around as freely as we wanted to. And I'm from a Guyanese background. So spices and heat was always it's in my blood. So hot sauces with pretty much every meal that we eat. Spices are like the core of seasoning our foods. So in Peterborough, I've been here for maybe 4 years, but at that time it was just about 3 years, and they don't have a lot of West Indian stores where I can find the things that I wanted. So I used to have to travel to Scarborough to find my stuff, or Whitby, the closest West Indian market. So during COVID, running low on things, I decided I was going to make it at home. So I started making my own hot sauces at home. My husband, he's German, but he's a hot foodie lover. So he was my guinea pig. So I sampled it on him. He loved it. And then I just started sampling it and giving it to my friends because I love to share what I do. And they started really liking it. And some of them even told me that they would pay money for it. So with that, my husband said I had to start a business. And
that's amazing. That's a great start. And you know what, as a husband, I can say that whenever my partner is cooking something, I'm very supportive. I like trying new things.
Yeah.
And she's also the same. Like when I come to her and I'm like, here, there's this new random thing that I tried and you have to try it. She's very supportive. I think family is a huge part of starting a business. You need supportive people. Definitely. So that's great to hear. And Peterborough, the Peterborough area, Millbrook, have you been in that part of Ontario since you came from Guyana?
No. So like I came to Canada at 6.5. We landed in Montreal. So I grew up in Montreal. I'm fluently bilingual. But I came to Toronto after I got out of high school and my second year in college, and I decided to move to Toronto. So I was in North York and then Scarborough, and then I just keep moving further and further east. The last community I was in Whitby, and then I went to Port Hope, and now Millbrook.
I mean, before long, you'll be back in Montreal.
No, the traffic there's horrible. I thought Toronto's bad, but the traffic there's horrible.
You're right. You got to stay where the traffic is not too bad. That's good. But there's more highways getting over that part of
constantly.
That's good. Yeah. Tell me something about your products, and specifically like the things that no one is doing. So there's lots of hot sauces on the market, but you mentioned some other products that seem unique. And so tell me more about those. Okay. So,
I mean, a gazillion hot sauces company. And I'm the type of person, I love food. I love to cook. Mm-hmm. I love to experiment. And of course, flavor is important. So there's a lot of hotheads out there. All they want to do is chase the heat. I'm not about chasing the heat. I'm about flavor. And it's really important for me to produce something that has the quality. It's all natural. I want to pick up a bottle and be able to read it and recognize everything that's in there. And I think that's important for a lot of people. So I bring my Guyanese background to it with some of those flavors, like the fruits that I grew up with, like mango. I've got a hot sauce that's a Guyanese wiri wiri. That's our native pepper in Guyana. So flavor is really important. And I have a lot of friends that I'm realizing there's more and more people that are gluten sensitive. So Organic is one thing, but I find what's more important is people that can't handle gluten. It's just exploding with so many people that can't, even if it's just like a minor thing. So I wanted to make sure that the products were natural and that even people who suffer from gluten sensitivity can still eat these things. And it's amazing that you would think like a simple ingredient like soy sauce wouldn't be an issue. But it has gluten in it. Mm-hmm. So I had to, really look into the ingredients that I'm putting into these bottles and jars and make sure that everything in there qualifies as gluten-free so that people can enjoy it. And yeah, it's not just hot sauces. I like I said, I cook with flavors. So I love to do marinades and things that I just used to cook up in my kitchen for my family. I said, you know what? Why can't I just bottle this? Instead of just like, making it for my family, I can bottle it and I can share it with everybody because I can't have everybody over to my house for dinner every weekend. But if I can put those flavors in a jar or a bottle and share it with people so that they can have the same experience, then that's what I wanted to do. So that's where the marinades come in. We love salsa and tacos and stuff like that, but I wanted that island vibe in there. So I've got a mango salsa that I make. And that is it is the hardest thing to make out of my whole line, but it is like literally probably my number one selling item. Nice. And then I've got candied jalapenos, which
tell me about the candied jalapenos. How does that work?
So that is, most people are used to the pickled jalapenos that you put on your, like your pizzas and your, and whatever your tacos, but this is a sweet heat. So it's jalapenos that are pickled in a sugar syrup. Okay. And I've added some, a little bit of extra heat with some chili flakes in there. And it's just, you open a jar, you can't put it down, like literally, and you will find every excuse to use it on anything.
Okay. So give me some examples of where I'm going to put a candied jalapeno, because this sounds amazing.
Okay.
And I would just eat them right out of the jar.
Oh yeah. My husband does that.
What am I going to put them on to make sure other people eat them?
Okay, so you got to put them on pizza. Okay, your burgers. If you make sausages, you got to put them on sausages. Your eggs for breakfast. If you're doing scrambled eggs or omelet or whatever, put them on your eggs. Sandwiches, wraps, like you name it. We do a crazy thing. My husband and daughter always ask me for this. It's called shipwreck. So what it is, it's French fries. Yes. And then you grill up you saute your meat, whether it's ground pork or ground beef or whatever. You put that on, you season that up, you put that on your French fries. Then you put shredded cheese, and then you cover that with gravy, and you top that off with candied jalapenos. Man, you're going to be.
That sounds amazing. You're making me so hungry right now. It
awesome.
Must be almost lunchtime.
It must be, or past
lunchtime. Yeah.
So the candied jalapenos are a big hit as well, and that's what I am featuring in my Freebruary.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. Thank you for participating in Freebruary this year.
Yeah.
Tell me something more from a business point of view. Before you had started this business, you're making this stuff at home. Your husband's loving it. Mm-hmm. What was one of the biggest learnings for you? What's something you wish somebody told you about the packaged food, the grocery business before you got into it? That maybe is like a nugget of wisdom that you could pass on to another entrepreneur.
You can't just make something and think, okay, you can go out, everybody's going to love it, and it's going to be on everybody's shelf. It's a lot of work, especially in a time right now where you can't sample things for anybody. It makes it very, very difficult to get your products on people's shelves. So I think what's huge is you need to have like a really strong presence. Your packaging, like I have refined my labels and my packaging, and I'm still going to be going into a rebranding. So like those kind of things you don't think about. Like I was so happy with just my little mason jars before, and the little self-made labels that I had. And we loved it because we wanted people to think that it's a real homemade product and they can trust it. But that's not what consumers are looking for. Mm-hmm. They want something that's looking professional. They want something that, even though it's made in small batches and, I handpick my produce and everything like that. even though it's done that way, they want to know that it's a professional product. So for me, I think if I had started earlier with my packaging that way, I could have been a little bit further ahead than I am right now. But it's coming. So like things like that, you have great ideas, but it's good to get feedback from people who have been in the business and know how to market products. I think that's huge, talking to the right people, getting that network. Yeah.
That's a great answer. Thank you for sharing that, Suzanne.
No problem.
What's next for Suzanne's Hot Stuff in 2022?
So I'm pounding the pavement. I'm making these collaborations with a whole bunch of different organizations. My exciting thing that I can't wait for, it was pushed off because of the latest restrictions. In March, I was going to be part of the National Women's Show. It's now moved to May. So I'm looking forward to that. That is a huge exhibition of female entrepreneurs, and Suzanne's Hot Stuff is part of that. So I'm very excited to be participating in that, and just pushing forward in getting my brand known, in different stores, different locations. I want to move into Toronto. Like, I've saturated all of Peterborough and Cobourg and everything east. So now I'm trying to move my way into Toronto and get my product out there, because I've got customers out there that I deliver to. So I want it to be available to everybody.
So you're selling online already, but you want to focus on the retail sales. Do you have a distributor working for you?
No.
So that's on your list too, I'll bet.
It's on my list. Yes. Okay. I know how huge that is.
That's a big step. Yeah. That'll be great. That'll be really great.
Step. Yeah.
I just had an idea for your booth when you do the women's show.
Okay.
So years ago, I used to work for this nightclub, and in the decor of this nightclub, in addition to the lights that sweep around and whatever, we had these boxes that had little fans and little pieces of fabric that look like fire.
They go like that.
Yeah.
Right?
And so the fan would blow it, and the orange and the red lights would flicker, and it would look like this flame was coming out of the wall.
Okay.
And so you should get a couple of those for your booth, and then it'll look like your booth is on fire, which
I like that.
With your brand.
Thank you. That's
anyway,
awesome.
That's my creativity for the day. I've used it up, so I won't have any left for anybody else.
I'm always looking for good ideas. Yeah, the flames follow me wherever I go.
Amazing. And the peppers. I love your earrings. I have to comment on those. Those look amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me today. It's been great
awesome
having you on the video. And I look forward to seeing Suzanne's Hot Stuff in Toronto and beyond.
Yes, thank you so much. This was awesome. Nice meeting you.